Hello, Nick. So we got some, I don't know if you can hear it, some thunder in the background. Turned into kind of a nasty day. So this is the end of the winter 1777 turn. Everybody got hidden away for attrition. Howe did leave. Let's see, what did he leave? I think he left 9. Yeah, he left 9 in there, which is supported by an internal key space. Actually, oh my gosh, same thing as my mistaking thinking Howe had to attack out of here. This was a coastal spot, so he actually didn't have to do what he did because he was totally supported. Stupid. Man, why don't I get this in my head? But well, anyways, he had made the advance over here into Wilmington, and Greene decided. He was going to take definitely a 3 loss on the table at best. Most likely, he would have caused 1. If he got a great roll, he could cause 2, but he rolled to retreat and move there. Washington left 5 here with Schuyler, and then he moved here and entrenched. So he's on a key spot. He's got 8, so he's good on attrition. Clinton, who was on I think he was here in Stoughton. That would only support 5. He's got, I believe, 8. Yeah, so he moved into Alexandria. So he's all good now because that supports 10. Was tempted to use an extended march card to get over here to Fort Cumberland, which is just off camera, right here. That would have made Virginia under British control, but I don't know if I want to take that and then let the colonials have an easy take back of it. But I don't know, that extended march card could be used for a little better. And the reason I would have had to do that is because during the actually this wouldn't have been affected by the only two movement points in the winter. It's only the middle states and the New England region, but he'd still, if he would have failed his activation, he wouldn't have been able to get there. So and then he would have been screwed by the winter quartering effects. So safest move was just to move him there, and we're all good. So now comes the ending of the colonial attrition enlistments. Let me get the rules. This represents. So this represents continental losses from a variety of causes such as death, disease, desertion, and soldiers invalided out of service. So both action rounds are completed. It doesn't say, it specifies that this is done before new continental units are raised in the spring. I mean, I would imagine that would be the case since this is the winter and you end the winter term before the spring. In the rules, it's before winter quartering, so I would guess it would take place before winter quartering, though we don't have any of those problems. However, this is ouchy. So this continental attrition is a half SP rounded down, and the example in the rule book, it like points out a space and takes it. So I think it's space by space where we have regulars, which isn't in a whole lot of locations. We've got 1 regular here, so half of that rounded down is 0, so we don't have to do anything there. Yeah, I don't think all we've got is militia over there. So here we've got, with Schuyler, we've got 2, so we're going to take a 1 SP loss for that. And then in Washington's army. He's got 4. Two of those have those nice little tactical leaders in it, so we will take the 2 that don't. And we have become very much a weakened force there with Washington. Now he's down to 6. And you know, funnily, he could have probably could have taken some more force, and then he would have attrited, or with those losses, then he would have been fine for winter attrition, but or winter quartering. But that's the way it is. There was on the very last action pulse, there was a tie. That's how the British got their extended march card, because they didn't have any. The Colonials drew Patrick Ferguson, which is a British card, so they had to offer that to them. The British took it. I was debating whether I turn it down because I'd get another card during the spring turn. But man, if I could get another army on the board, attaching that into it, that would be nice. And with the way things look, there's a possibility for that. But I have to be very careful, I think, with not just throwing away British regular losses anymore. And then the Colonials drew another battle card, so they've got 2 of those. So that's the winter. Okay, so I've gone through all the stuff that you need to do at the beginning of the early spring turn. Just give a quick recap. So Lord Dunmore, this fine-looking gentleman, he is removed. He had spent pretty much the whole game chilling out with some loyalists in Norfolk. So he's gone. Burgoyne was promoted. He's a 3-star general now, so can make armies. And then, you know, it says transfer, but there's always a transfer segment before you start each action round. So, but he's going to stay there anyways. He's got a force there, maybe with some ideas of coming down, uniting with Riedel, making an army. And then in England, we've got St. Ledger, who is a D, Rowden, who's a B, and then there's 3 British, 3 German, and 2 loyalists. As far as magazines, we put one in Montreal, or no, Quebec. That's what that is, Quebec. Other ones, where else did we put another one? Oh, I think we put one. Yeah, we put one in Baltimore here, just as a maybe. And then I don't know if I bothered. I don't think I put one anywhere else. Yeah, I didn't. On the, let's see, the Colonial side, so Continental, and yeah, magazines for them, I just foregone it. I still don't, I mean, since they all only have to, since they only have to, since they only have to trace to a key space for line of communication, again, that, I mean, to me, that seems like they're all over the place. They could do that. And as far as for winter quartering, I can't see that far ahead. So I'm not even going to really care about that. So let's see, they had, so Gates got promoted. Where the heck, I forget even where I have Gates. Hey, am I looking right here? Yeah, promote Gates. Where is, Gates is in the, he's in the leader pool. He's a 3-star now. So if we activate to bring him on the board, he's another potential person who could lead an army. Removed Ward, which I could not find this guy. He is part of, where does he come on? did find that. Man, now I cannot find it. I swear that Ward. So yeah, he was supposed to go into the leader pool in the 1775 summer, early summer turn, and for the life of me, I cannot find him. He's removed anyway, so I guess we're caught up fine. I'm wondering, I don't know if anybody remembers the accident I had where the camera fell over and there was a big explosion at counters. I don't know if perhaps he was part of that and got pushed somewhere and is now on the floor, but I'm going to have to really do a thorough looking after I pick this one up. We did the Continental Levies. Put some here. Had two coming in, Massachusetts, New Hampshire. Had one for New York, or no, Connecticut, put it there. New York got two. Let's see. I don't think I put any here, no. Pennsylvania got three. They went right in with Washington's Army. None could be levied down in any of the deep South states because there are no key spots. Virginia and Delaware they couldn't, but they got lucky, and Maryland was able to get one on their one key spot, which kind of makes me wish I would have taken a chance with Clinton to get there to cover that. But it's one guy. Hopefully we can keep him from reuniting with the rest of the colonial regulars. Not battle cards. So the colonials had, they did have two battle cards. They discarded one before the reshuffle and addition of new cards. Since they had two, they drew another one, and then this one they got offered to them, which this is very interesting. In the Deep South, can remove two garrison counters. The British player knows that we have this because he had to offer it to us, so we'll want to use that quick. And I'm thinking like right here would be the spots, or here, because that would make it so we would then roll because it's uncontrolled, and we want to do that before the British player could maybe go and throw an SP onto those. So that looks like a really nice card. The British player, so they started with the extended march. They got, and then they grew the guerrilla activity, which they had to offer, and they also got, they were off. The American player had drew, as part of their draws, had drawn another tactical commander, which they had to offer. The British player decided, since they already had Patrick Ferguson in hand, they turned that down, so that went to the discard pile. And then the card they drew in replacement of their guerrilla activity was this winter quarters card, which could be handy, but it's also a long way till the next winter quartering. But something that could come in handy. We'll see. So we'll be getting into it. Just from the looks of it, I would think the British may want to start concentrating in the north, have Burgoyne come down, and maybe start putting pressure on New York, and then from the south here, they can put pressure into Pennsylvania. I don't know if Washington's got enough power, enough force to throw that back, but we'll see. So laters. Early spring 1777 is in the books. Started off, the British had the initiative. So Clinton, activated from Alexandria, went over and attacked the one SP of regulars there. He had 8 troops, so 8-1 is an overrun situation. The Colonial regular tried to roll for retreat and failed, so he was overrun, which means he was just gone without a battle. The Colonials, on their turn, played that one. Oh no, where did I put it? Oh, it was removed. They played that guerrilla activity card. Removed 2 garrisons from the Deep South, and then this was removed from the game. So what happened was they removed one from, what is this, Serraro, and from Wilmington. So that made the South Carolina and North Carolina no longer in control of the British, so we got to roll for militia for those 2 states. Rolled the max, so each got 4, and then Gates activated here, and his intent was to go 1, 2, pick them up, 3, 4, and attack Charleston. However, he rolled a 6, which meant he could only go 2, so he stopped at Wilmington. Seeing this, Grant, who was here with 2 SP of regulars, debated for a time, so we rolled for next initiative and it was a tie. So that meant there was only 1 more action pulse. We each drew cards. The Colonials drew this card, offered it to the British. The British decided they didn't want it because they had drawn a battle card, which they have had very few and far between. So they kept that. The Colonials then drew this as a replacement card. A lot of New York cards here. That other card that the British declined was something related to New York. So we have a battle in New York. It'll give a free militia to that spot that's being attacked. So the British went first in the final activation since they had won it the previous time. So Grant was here with 2 SP. There was a loyalist here, and then actually in the fort here was 1 regular, and then this garrison unit. So, I mean, Gates over here failed. He was a 5. Grant took a chance, declared his route as going here to pick up the loyalist, 2 to there, and then 3 into there. He rolled, got a 1, so he got a full activation. He was able to do that. So he secured Charleston, so now that kind of leaves things unsure what Gates is going to do. That would be a tough attack there. 2 SP would be doubled, so that'd be 4, 5, 6. I don't know if I count 6 1/4. I don't know. I probably would just say 6. I don't know. But, I mean, if you do count that garrison for such determinations, I mean, if you have a 2 to 1 against this force, but then you throw that in, it's no longer 2 to 1. So, I don't know. For the Colonial's last activation, so Gates is a 3-star when he was brought out of the leader pool, activated here to go. So he's another unit that could form an army. However, he has no regulars with him, so he can't do that. For the final Colonial activation, they brought Thomas out of the leader pool. There was, I think, one or 2 SP of regulars there. He took them and then moved down to join up here. So he's got 3. If I can do it, I cannot do it. He's got 3 SP of regulars here. Probably just leave that militia there holding. Well, who knows? Well, they can't leave that region anyway. So he's got 3 SP of regulars. He can either go down here, 2 more there, 2 more here. Could join up with Washington over here, or he could head up over here to Albany, which we kind of know that there's going to be some action up there eventually. But that was the end of the early spring. end of late spring, 1777. This season could be thought of as the Clinton and Gates battle at the time. I believe the British won the initial initiative. Clinton, who had been here, took off, used extended march, wanted to get down there quick, and so the extended march got him within a turn of Wilmington here, where Gates was. Gates, though, had other other ideas, and he attacked Charleston and won. I believe they each took. I think they each took a loss. This was not Prevost. This was Grant that had been holding that. Pushed him out of there. They each took a loss. Grant fell back to Savannah, and Gates held Charleston. He burnt the fort to the ground, figuring he wasn't really going to be able to hold much here anyways. So he burnt the fort so that the British couldn't use it in the future. I believe he won initiative, so he was able to again act. So then, what was it? I think, whatever it was, Clinton was able to get to Wilmington, following on behind, but the Colonials won initiative. Gates again went after went after Grant, not Grant. No, yeah, Gates, Grant. Too many G's in this time. Attacked him at Savannah again. Won. I think again they each took a loss. I struggled for a time after all this went down, thinking about would Grant have been demoralized at that point, but no, there was a British movement in between there. So, I screwed this up during the British turn. I could have had Howe relocate to here. I mean, he only had to roll 2, and that would have then gave this defense a bonus since there was fleet support, but forgot to do that. And I think if I would have done that, that would have ended Gates's fun right there. But regardless, Grant was pushed back, losses again. The Colonials got a back-to-back turn on the next initiative. Gates decided, why not? I think they also, the Americans or Colonials used a battle card here for what they did. So he went after Grant. Grant retreated in with Prevost so that Prevost could take over the directions since he's a better leader. Gates followed him in, and I believe even though Gates had better advantage, you get a -3 when you're attacking a fortress like that, and he was 1 away, I think, from he was 1 away from causing a loss, but I don't think it would have won him the battle regardless. But he came close. So he had to go back here. He was demoralized. Clinton was able to come in to Savannah, trap him off. He was cut from his line of communication. So his only way out was to get here. So he had to succeed, since this is 1, 2, 3, 4. He did succeed. He got there. There was nothing but what do you call it? The garrison there. So he was able to push them out. And then last activation of the turn, Clinton chased him all the way around here. Finally, Gates failed his retreat roll here in Petty, and Clinton won. Caused him 2 losses, pushed him back, So Gates' fun may be about over, but he has really really wrecked things a bit for the British because armies are the only ones that can throw down garrisons. So, without an army coming down here, they're going to have to waste manpower to hold all these spots to reclaim control after Clinton deals with it. It's pretty interesting, after I don't know, the last year when I got, armies could be made, and the focus just seemed to totally be on those armies battling back and forth. And I was kind of, I wanted to see, I wanted to see more of a full front, with different leaders maneuvering and stuff. And I figured, well, that's just not going to happen because the big action is to go with the armies. But this little that card really changed things. That guerrilla activity that opened this up, and we've got this stalemate here, and we weren't gonna pull one of these big stacks away. So Clinton going and chasing him down to deal with this situation is pretty interesting. He's only had to he hasn't lost anything. Yeah, he left one where he started, left one there in Wilmington to secure North Carolina, and once he finishes dealing with this problem over here, he'll I guess he'll have to use his force to control the key spots, which this really is big for the Colonials, because he was he was sitting up here, and his force could have been used to start a pincer into Pennsylvania, but it was not to be. So we'll be heading into early summer, and we'll see where things go from there. I don't think there's any more reinforcements the rest of this year, so we've got the forces that we do. Yeah, no more reinforcements. So see what happens. Burgoyne hasn't been able to get his fun going up there in the north with all this side action that had to have been taken care of, but I don't know. We'll see how much longer that goes and see if Burgoyne can get in the game. All right, laters.